Recently, you participated in Dyslexia Day, in Special Disability Day at Forest Grove. We wanted to talk to you a little bit more about dyslexia. Dyslexia is what they call a phonological processing disorder, and there are so many different forms of dyslexia that we wanted to take time to describe what it's like to actually be dyslexic. I, myself, am dyslexic. I was diagnosed when I was in 2nd grade, and I struggled with reading a lot. I was super struggled, and I worked really hard and I wouldn't get any improvement. And it was how my brain took in the information and turned it. I had to look at words differently and separate them into little segments in order to read words. And by doing that, I was able to, what we say, decode the words a little bit better. Well, dyslexia is not just reading. You can also have what they say is dysgraphia, which is numbers. And sometimes when I get really nervous or I'm in a very stressful situation where I feel like some pressure, like I gotta hurry, I will do something that they call transpose numbers. So if I have a number, it might be the number 14, but when I'm really stressful, my brain actually sees and thinks 15. And so I have to slow down and make sure I'm actually seeing the appropriate numbers. And so that's what it is like for me. I'm totally the same as everybody else. I just have to work really hard at reading. I went to college. I was still very successful. Some of the most brilliant minds in the world have dyslexia, and their brains just work really hard and process things just a little bit different, but they're still really normal. Do you want to talk about what it's like for dyslexia for you?
It's just kind of like being a normal kid. It's just reading is hard, or for me, sometimes, but I'm getting better at that. And also, did you know that people with dyslexia mainly use the right side of your brain, so it's harder to take in information on your left?
That is a true fact. They use the right side of the brain, and it's harder for the information to get in onto the left. Okay. Any other things you want to talk about?
Not really.
Not really. Okay. Thanks, guys. Bye. So sometimes people with dyslexia, they struggle with reading, like we covered before. And there are certain things that you can do to help a person who is struggling with reading. If somebody's struggling with a word and they ask you, you can just simply tell them the word or help them figure out some of the letters, and they can figure them out on themselves. Other things that you can do to help a person with dyslexia is just support and encourage them. Tell them what good books maybe that you've read that you liked, or just let them know, I see that you're doing a really good job, and that looks like it's really hard for you, but I'm proud to see your work. So there are all sorts of different things you can do to help a person that has dyslexia. What do you think?
Sometimes you can partner up and a friend can help you break down some big words, which makes it easier to read the sentence and understand the word.
When you're partnering with friends, that makes sense too. Anything else you want to share in this category? Let's talk about some facts and folks about dyslexia. Did you know that over 50% of NASA employees are dyslexic? Interesting statistic. Did you know that people with dyslexia, they think outside of the box and they can think in bigger, broader terms because their brain functions and sees things a little differently? Some of the famous people who have dyslexia, who's your favorite famous person?
Albert Einstein.
Albert Einstein. He was dyslexic. Good at math. Leonardo da Vinci. He was dyslexic, and he's one of the most famous painters in the world. George Washington, our first president, he was dyslexic. He was the guy who led our country. John F. Kennedy was dyslexic. And who else? Anybody else you like that's dyslexic? Me.
I do like you.
Yeah. Walt Disney, he was also dyslexic. And did you know that 40 million people in the United States have dyslexia, but only 2 million people know that they have dyslexia. So a lot of people actually have it, but just don't know it. So these are some of the things about dyslexia. If you have any questions, we would love to answer all of them right now. Thanks. Bye. Bye-bye.